All right, welcome in everybody. We have episode 8 of Pros and Joes. As you notice, Mike Hughes is not here tonight. You know, the Chicago Bears actually won a football game, so he could be in prison. He could be streaking through the streets. I have no clue, but it doesn't matter because we're going to keep on moving because we got two professionals that we've had on this show before. First, we'll start with you, Connor Pavalony. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to be back. Good to see you again.
Absolutely. And then Liam Spence from down under, all the way joining us from Australia. How you doing?
What's going on, Jim? Happy to be here.
Yeah, man, you two guys are staples of the show. Pavs doesn't like to take any credit. I talk about how he helped get this thing off the ground, and now like 57 schools, and obviously Pros and Joes is an extension, but it all started with what we were doing on in off the bench, and so it's good stuff. But man, let's talk about Luke's wedding and Pavalona. You were obviously there, man. I've been seeing all these baseball weddings, like Beloso just had his for LSU. I'm talking about every team, like every SEC team. Somebody's getting married, and these weddings look like they're off the chain. Like, I mean, are baseball weddings like where it's at?
Yeah, I mean it was a great time. Getting to see it was also the first time that we had almost everybody from our teams in one place again. And so, just that aspect of it, I think makes all of it worth it. But it's cool to see the relationships that you saw form in college with your teammates. Finally tying that knot and making that commitment. So it was awesome for Luke this weekend. Did it for Chad about a month and a half ago. And so it's just been really cool to see all the guys again for one, but also see them grow up at the same time.
Yeah, I'm still having trouble believing some poor girl married to cheese, but is what it is. But no, it's exactly what you said. When I see the pictures, it's all the guys. So like, usually go to the wedding and some people, maybe a few people, whatever, depending how close a friend groups. But like you said, when you go there, man, it's like the whole squad. And I think that's why I'm enjoying the pictures. Like, especially you see all like the photo booth pictures and everything, and everybody just having fun, or you see the dance floor just completely full and you recognize all the faces. It looks like a good time. Liam, I got a completely different question for you, man. I got to know, since you're in Australia, I see these things on social media all the time of like what spider season looks like in Australia, and I'm scared to death of spiders. Are you in that time of year yet?
I mean, it's all year round, but I
Year
am also
round.
I'm also scared to death of spiders. But you don't see a whole lot in the city area where I'm currently living. Luckily, here you got to go to the outback area if you want to see the spiders. So knock on wood, I haven't seen any this trip, but
Like, so those
they're
pictures are
around.
real that I see, right? Like where like you see like all the woods completely like covered in spider webs.
Oh yeah, I just don't go to the woods is my biggest advice for you.
Yeah, I'm torching it all that, like, that's scary, man. And I've always like, wanted to go. You think like, obviously everybody thinks kangaroos, and then all of a sudden you find out there's massive spiders there, and it's I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
not for me either. It's not for me either.
So while you've been there, obviously getting to spend a lot of time with your family, something you didn't get to do for a long time. How nice has that been?
It's awesome seeing them every other weekend, basically coming up for the home games or something. It's really cool. I don't know. They're the reason why I'm playing the sport and why I got here. So it's cool to be able to share some moments with them now back in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's shift to what the biggest news is in baseball. And Liam, I'll stay with you for a minute. Shohei Ohtani, $700 million. We all know he's, arguably the best baseball player, doing both ways. We'll see how he comes back from surgery. But let me ask you a question, Liam. Like,
Mm-hmm.
take market value away. Like, I understand market, but is there any athlete actually worth $700 million?
Well, if there was going to be one, it's Shohei Ohtani. But I mean, 700 million is it's different kind of money. But what that guy does for baseball and not only just America and Japan and every other country, it could almost definitely be worth it. I reckon. I mean, I don't
Would
know.
you
Personally, I would enjoy having $700 million coming my way. So good for
so,
him.
so now that he's signed this contract, let me ask you this, Liam. Would said he's gonna come back and pitch, but like, wouldn't you just hit? Like, why even worry about the other aspect? Just, I mean, that's a lot of work when you could just hit bombs, and you already signed the contract.
Yeah, if I could just DH for the next 10 years and make that kind of money, I think there's a better life out there than that.
Pavs, I know you're a thinking man, so I left you the other half of the question. I saw the tax on it. So he's actually not getting 700 million. He's getting more like 400 million, almost half. You know, where do you think that money realistically goes, Pavs? You know that's not going to the schools like they say. Where is it? Is that just going back into rich people's pockets?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind getting taxed $300 million, but
Yeah, no, not at all. But I saw
I'm
how
sure
much
he
he's
doesn't
getting.
care either.
Yeah, and that may have been part of why it's so high. You know, because they knew that. But I saw that, and it's like, you know, I wonder if he does. You know, any athlete that signs that big a contract, if you would feel that kind of way. I mean, average Americans, we feel some kind of way when we just get taxed on our regular check. So I don't know, but that's a lot of money. I'd like to hope and think that it goes to good places, but I just have this sneaky suspicion it's just going right back to the rich people.
Yeah, I share that suspicion with you.
So let's get into some baseball. You know, Pavs, you were well traveled this year, man. You did 20 games in Double A, you did 2 in Single A, 5 in the FCL, and 12 in the Arizona League. You know, talk to me about first Double A. You know, obviously much higher level of competition. You know, talk to me what your time was like there in the Double A League.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was in Double A for the whole year. At all the levels that I played below that were my rehab assignment. When I broke my hamate, the fourth game of the year, and it was kind of crazy because I broke my hamate, and then when I came out of surgery, I had something called severe ulnar neuropathy,
Mm.
where my ulnar nerve was damaged in surgery, and so I lost feeling in my hand for like 3 months. And so that I was basically rehabbing that for basically the whole year. Like you said, I only played 20 games in Double A, and so that was kind of my whole year. And I think that's one of the big reasons I went to the fall league too, was because I just missed a lot of the year. And I mean, I only played 12 games in the fall league, so
Yeah, and that's one of the
didn't do a
things that
ton, but
we've talked about on this. Like, it doesn't matter. This is the 8th episode, right? I hate being able to find, like, I can get your stats, but you know, you say 20 games, but it doesn't. There's no details when you look into minor league that explains to me your injury, right? Like, and so I
mhm.
didn't know if you were bouncing from one to the other, and obviously you explained that it was injury. Is it the same hand that you broke in college?
No. It's my left hand.
Dang, so now you got multiple hands you got to work through.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely a roller coaster, man. But yeah, the hamate was usually they're pretty, pretty straightforward injuries. I know 5 or 6 guys that got them done this year, and so mine was just, I guess, just a freak accident in surgery. So there's really nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, no doubt. So when you are, since you said the other were rehab assignment, what's that like, just going from place to place to place, being constantly on the move, obviously your whole mindset is just do the best you can for whoever you're playing for when you're there. But like, obviously being in 4 different places in probably a short span.
Yeah, it's tough for sure. I mean, moving around that much, I wouldn't, enjoy doing it for a whole year. And so it definitely makes it tough to play just from a recovery standpoint. And just, not having like some consistency in what you're doing. So it was definitely tough. And I mean, if you look at my stats, you definitely agree that it was tough. But I think, I learned a lot being around those guys and really like getting to see the game from their perspective too, because I hadn't been down in low A and since I got drafted. But I also know a lot of guys down there too. So kind of just coming back up, getting to see people, and honestly just playing again too was huge because I missed, I mean, 4 months. And so yeah, I mean, it was huge to just be able to play again.
Yeah, no doubt. And the other question I got for you, the Baltimore Orioles organization, I mean, this year, Baltimore just like, for those who maybe really, know and dig deep, and I follow Ben McDonald, know him real well. And he said this year, watch out for Birdland. I wasn't a believer. I'm not gonna lie to you on this show. So how cool was it, the organization you're a part of, to see them have such success this year?
I mean, it's great. You look at our org. I think we're number one in a lot of the farm system rankings just in general. But it's cool to see people that you know came up with that are finally starting to make their debuts and finally starting to break through in the big leagues. And there are guys where like our big league team is just too good that are in AAA that could probably play in the big leagues for a lot of other teams as well. And so getting to see them, you know, they're going to get a shot at some point soon. And so getting to see them, you know, come up and wait their turn and really, you know, have the success that I think they're going to have is going to be really exciting as well. But our org is loaded. I mean, getting to play with guys like Jackson Holiday too, it's pretty unbelievable. So that kid's a really good player, and I mean, we have like 9 top 100 prospects in our org right now. So it's definitely an interesting time to be an Oriole, but you're around so many good players every day that it's so fun. And we have just a bunch of good dudes in the org.
Yeah, since you brought up Jackson, did you happen to see that video? How cool is it the Holiday family just having home run derbies?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you got 3 baseball players in the family like that, it's definitely pretty fun to go out and hit.
Yeah, me and my family will see who can eat the most at Thanksgiving. That's man, we ain't got nothing going on like that. But Liam, let's talk about you. You know, 36 games for South Bend and 44 games in the Australian Baseball League. You know, Adelaide Giants. But for you, the interesting part was the 44 games for the Australian Baseball League. If I read it right, were split before and after South Bend. Is that correct?
Well, the season starts in December or November, and it finishes in January, and then the season just started up again a couple of weeks
Okay, so
ago.
you did the one league, then went to the other,
Yeah,
and
so
came back.
then yeah, so it's 2 different seasons.
Okay, so with that, I still kind of get the same question I'm going for. Well, you know, what's it like? You know, I'm talking to Connor about bouncing place to place. Obviously, his was a little more frequently, but you're going from one country to another. You know, what's that transition like playing in one league here in America and then going over to Australia and then coming back, vice versa.
Yeah, well, in America, the 6 day grind of on all the travel is the buses and everything. It's a totally different type of grind, and it almost makes it a different game in a sense where it's just in America, you play the 6 days, you get in the bus, you go somewhere else, and then play again for 6 days. But out here, it's you play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday doubleheader on a Saturday and then Sunday, and then you fly to wherever you have to go, and then you practice during the week, and it's just a different kind of team environment where we practice on days and don't play, and but it's
Sounds more
pretty
college like, right?
yeah, it's a more of a college feeling. I mean, I can get behind college again, so uh, it's a good time. It's a fun league to be a part of out here.
So, I know you had fun because the Adelaide Giants, won the title. So just talk about how much fun it was, being there and being a part of a championship team.
I mean, any championship team's fun, but we had a really good team that came like together really good, great chemistry, and we broke like a 43-year drought, and actually we just got the ring 2 days ago right here, so it's pretty
Ooh, look
it's
at
a
that.
pretty badass ring. If so pretty happy with that, and it's a good group of guys, bunch of Aussies, so playing with uh my homeland mates, it's a cool experience.
Yeah, well, I wasn't even going to ask this question, and you don't even have to answer. I mean, do you like one better than the other? Because I mean, hearing you talk about Australia and that being where you're from, you show the ring, you talk about the difference of the league. Do you like playing over there better?
I mean, personally, I do, because I get to play for every game. And where in America, I wasn't getting the same kind of opportunity. So for me personally, just being able to play baseball is more fun than not being able to play baseball. So in that aspect, I enjoy it a lot more out here, and it's not the same kind of stress as a minor league season is. It's a league that people play to prepare for the minor league season, or just to enjoy playing baseball type of thing. And for that aspect, I enjoy what this league brings out of me.
So, with you talking about the way the seasons lay out, which one comes next?
This will finish late January, early February, then spring training, and then the minor league season.
Gotcha. All right. So, Paz, for you, obviously coming off the injury, you know, where are you putting in work at? I told you I was just at Alex Box last couple of days, watching some of the LSU pro guys. Got to watch, Dugas and Joe Bear take a BP, and I was telling you just how much better that wood bat sounds. And like you said, in an empty stadium, are you getting to be in Knoxville with the guys, or are you somewhere else? Where are you training at?
Yeah. I'm in Knoxville with the guys right now. Just working out with Q, the strength coach here at UT, and getting to use all their facilities every day too. So we got a good group of guys here. I'm actually with Trey and Cortland right now. They live here, and then Max Ferguson's up here for the week. And so yeah, we got a great group of guys that go in there every day.
Yeah, it's interesting with what Tennessee has put out, because when we had Dolander on here and Lindsey, they were talking about you have to actually find the right time to go, or else there's so many dudes there, like you really can't train. And that just really speaks volumes to what Tennessee has been doing in the pros that you've been putting out, to where like y'all got too many guys that y'all like can't just all come to the facility you want when you want. Like obviously the guys who are currently playing for Tennessee got to be able to work out, and then you guys. And so speaks volumes to what y'all have had going on there in Knoxville, obviously, Tony V and everything. So let's talk about Tennessee for a second. I assume I feel like I know you well enough, Connor, that you pay attention to the things that are going on. You obviously see, Billy Amick's coming in, you see Peebles. You add that to guys like Semo, Burke, Denton. Obviously, got to mention QB1, Drew Beam on the mound, along with others, leading the pitching staff. What do you expect from the Vols this year?
I think it'll be really good, man. I think the biggest thing I've noticed just being around the guys is the kind of chemistry they have. They really love each other, man. It's they enjoy going to the park every day. They enjoy being around each other, and so it's really cool to see that kind of environment and that kind of culture before the season even starts, honestly, because the season kind of brings that out of you when you go through stuff in the season. You kind of get closer, but they're already pretty close right now. So it's really cool to see that. And I think that's like one of the most important factors when it comes down to it. And so obviously you have guys like Beam, Cannon Peebles, him and I have been able to get some work in together. Unbelievable player, unbelievable kid too.
The expectations on him, like there's a lot of people expect big things.
Yeah, and he kind of blocks all that out. He's just here to play ball. You know what I'm saying? And Billy's the same way. They're just here to win, and here to make some money. And that's what it's about when you come to Tennessee now. It's about coming here to win.
Yeah, and I mean there's some new faces and obviously some guys left, but when you talk about the guys that we did, and you talk about a Semo, a Burke, a Denton, or a Beam, whatever, you got a lot of leadership there. And so I think, and obviously, I'm a huge fan of Tony V. We actually got him coming on next week. We're gonna mess around and not actually get into Tennessee baseball. We're gonna talk baseball movies and Christmas movies. I told him we mix it up and takes pressure off. But just with him leading the helm, with the leadership of those guys, I expect them to be right back in Omaha. And if that is the case, 3 out of the last 4 years. Who did we have on recently? Just was talking about the 2020 team, the year that you told me that y'all had the best team when COVID happened. Could have been the best team y'all had. Said that year would have been different. Dang, I can't remember. We have so many guests on. I can't remember anymore, Connor. But you could have made Omaha that year. Even like Tennessee's just, I mean, every year contender. What they went through last year in Hattiesburg, which just the weather delays and the way they were treated by the fans, and to be able to make Omaha, the only problem was they just ran into a monster at LSU. But they're the real deal. Liam, my question for you is, because you're the defensive guru. We've had Christian Moore on this show. He was playing second base, making the move to shortstop. I know shortstop's his natural position, but let me ask you, when you play second base, for a couple years, when you move back, is it a seamless transition, or is it a lot of work that you have to put in to get back in that groove?
I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a different type of read of the bat. Like it's the complete opposite in a sense, and it's a different footing where you got to be more of a right left type of thing with your foot. Like it's just a different angle you got to take to the ball. So it's a lot of work. But Semo, I got a lot of confidence in Semo. He's been texting me over Instagram and asking me questions and all that. Like he cares a lot about his game and about Tennessee and winning for them. So I got a lot of confidence that he's going to put in the work, and the guy's an athlete, and I've seen him play, and I think he can really thrive in that position and lead a team like that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he's got a glove. He's got the athleticism. He's putting in the work. So, but I was curious. Obviously, me. I ain't played the game, and especially at that level. So to know the change of position. But yeah, I look forward to big things from him. So I'm gonna get the final thoughts, and then we'll play a game of this or that, and let you boys get out of here. You guys have had a lot of guys get drafted, like we were just talking about. If you were to pick one guy, Liam, I'm not trying to make you do favorites or whatever. Like, I have a guy in my mind when I think of your team, and we'll see if either of y'all pick him. Like, who has impressed you the most in what they've been able to do in the minors?
I mean,
It's a loaded question.
Yeah.
If you want to give me a couple, but I was trying to kind of put you on up against the hot seat. For me, I'll tell you, after what I saw last year, it was Jordan Beck.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a good one. I would say Chad too.
Who'd you say, Connor?
I would say Chad as well.
Yeah, no, Chad was. I can't even say Chad. That sounds like favoritism. Like, he's been on the show more than anybody. And Drew, obviously he got hurt. The Drew one's fun for me, right? Because you guys know everybody hated. And what my favorite part was, they said he won't bat flip when he gets to the next level. That first bomb he hit, he flipped that bat higher than he did any other one. He let him know.
Yeah, no, he had a great year last year, man. And I think he would have flown through any system that he's in.
Well, I think it worked out better because Houston is so stacked. It'd have been really hard to crack that one. No different than you're talking about with Baltimore. So, you obviously want to be a part of a team like that, but you also want to have the ability to be able to get to that roster.
Agreed, man. A lot of people from the outside don't see that, and it's kind of like something that you don't really get to talk about. You can't really say that in an interview, like it's great to be in an org like that, but it's two sides of the same coin.
Well, and see, I keep it. You know me, I don't do anything to be controversial. Mike is not that way, and when Skeens was on here, he had no problem asking him, how did it feel to be at a shitty organization like Pittsburgh, and knowing that he was going to waste his time there. And I was like, oh God, I was like biting my tongue. I was like, I can't believe it, but he does that. But yeah, no, he would thrive anywhere. All you guys, and yeah, man, she's just been doing his thing, and I think he's another guy that people. Most of you guys, I think that they thought that what was going on at Tennessee, it was flukish, and y'all weren't going to pan out to anything, and then every one of you guys is just doing big things. But Liam, he gave an answer. I'm going to need one from you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Trey Lipscomb.
Oh, you know what? How am I going to mess that up? I said move Trey to the. I even went as bold as to say, because they started talking so much when Dylan Cruz got up there with Trey Lipscomb about him being the best player on the team, and I was like, you might want to check those stats.
Yeah, what that guy. I mean, I have nothing, but I love Trey Lipscomb, man. That guy, like his college life, the way that he was just a great teammate and got his shot, and seeing what he's doing now, it's so cool, and I'm so happy for him.
I'm glad you said that. I really feel like I failed. I was promoting Lipscomb every day because he made it easy. Every day he was doing big things, web gems, home runs, doubles, or whatever. Yeah. But like you said, sitting for 4 years and waiting his turn, most guys don't do that. It paid off. But it sounded like, Connor, you were going to say something and I cut you. What was the other thing?
Nothing. No, that was it. I think Trey's a great candidate for that as well. Gold Glover, great dude. And so obviously anybody who knows me knows that I'll lead the Trey Lipscomb fan club any day of the week. So definitely a really good answer.
Who was? I feel like y'all had a player. Was it Lawson? Maybe somebody swiping bags on
Seth
Stevenson, yeah, swiping bags at an unbelievable rate in the minors.
Yeah, that's what he does, man. That's what he does.
Well, no
I never got to play with him, but
he wouldn't have swiped if he was against you, would he?
No, he knows better.
I heard that. All right, boys. Well, you know how this goes. We're going to finish up with a game of this or that. Just have a little fun on the way out the door. This version of this or that is brought to you by our mainline sponsor, Chinook Cidery. We got some original. We got some Parmesan and pepper. Have you boys had Chinook?
Oh, have I?
Mm-hmm.
Have I?
Every day.
Dude, I love their seeds. They send some of our pitchers like boxes of seeds, and I always just take some from their locker before the games. But yeah, no, they're their Hatch chili are unbelievable. Those are definitely my favorite ones. And then their cinnamon toast crunch are very underrated.
Very, very underrated. Daniel
I'm a
tried them for the
Parmesan
first time
guy.
this week. Parmesan is the most popular, undoubtedly, but I think it's one of those things. There is a flavor for everyone, but Daniel's been doing a seed test because I just got him all the flavors, and Connor, he tried cinnamon toast this past weekend. He was very surprised in how good it was. The new thing I recommend you guys to do, and I'll get you guys some boxes sent to you so you can do this of all the flavors. I got a bunch of college baseball fans who they mix them up, a few of them, like, so you like to have chili like with like the smokehouse barbecue, a little bit of each, and maybe some parm. I forgot what it was. They give me the little recipe things. That's good. And then if you're a coffee drinker, they say put the cinnamon toast, put some few seeds in your hot coffee, and let that flavor in there. So yeah, you can do a lot of things with Chinook, but they are a sponsor, and they're helping grow the game, which is ultimately what our goal is. But right out the top, we'll start with you, Connor, and then we'll go to you, Liam. Who's greater, Batman or Iron Man?
I think Iron Man would win in a fight, but I like Batman movies more.
Well, that's because the villains are better. That's not fair.
That's true. That's true.
Liam.
I'm gonna go Batman.
Liam.
I'm gonna have to play the fifth. I'm not a superhero guy, so I don't know.
Yeah, Liam is just against Marvel and DC. Like doesn't like superhero movies. Very weird. It's very weird.
Do better, Liam. Do better. And then you even broke the rules of the show. I mean, both or neither. Pleading the fifth falls under those rules.
I'll go Iron Man.
There you go. Thank you. You can say I don't know anything about him, but I'm going Iron Man.
Iron Man.
All right, Connor, what's more important, man, when you go out, your shoe game or your hair?
Oh, hair.
Ooh, first one. Everybody else says shoe game. Yeah. What about you, Liam?
Shoe game. I just wear a hat every time. So
there you go. I do both personally because my hair sucks and I always wear a hat, and then I gotta have the shoes. All right, this has been a new one we've had fun with. Me and Daniel been friends 28 years. We recently found out that we both have watched every season of Survivor and never even talked about it, which is why we're actually going to do our college baseball version of Survivor. We've got our own tribes. People are going to hear about it here soon. But with that, the actual question is, Connor, if you and Liam were in a game of Survivor, like the TV show, who would last longer, you or him?
Me. It's not even close. I think Liam would say that too.
I would go with me. I don't think you could handle it out there, mate.
What do you mean?
I mean, like the sleep aspect. I don't think you'd get enough sleep, and then you're in trouble.
Okay, that's a good point. You might be right there.
All right. Well, when your guys' careers are over, I'm gonna need y'all to apply. Get on. By then, it'll be like season 60, and get on there. Yeah. We'll find out. Y'all won't be in your prime anymore, so it may change how things look. But...
Yeah.
All right. So we've reformulated a question that y'all once had, especially because we asked guys who y'all have had the career y'all have had, whether Tennessee or in the minors. So the question now is, Connor, would you rather lose all the money lose all the accolades and the memories you have made from playing baseball, and get $100 million, or keep everything that you've gotten from baseball and be broke?
I'd keep it all.
Keep it all.
Does that include like teammates and friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything that's came with baseball, yeah. But you're broke.
Not a huge accolade. I couldn't care less about like accolades, but like the teammates and the bonds. Yeah, if those are on the line, then yeah, you could just.
I say accolades because winning SEC championships, winning national championships, winning anything you might have won growing up, high school, state championships, whatever might have meant something to you along the way, and then whatnot.
But, no, I'd be broke if I could have Liam.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say the same thing, and I could just sleep on Pav's couch, so it wouldn't be a problem.
There you go. All right, well, boys, I'm gonna let you get off here. Before you do, as always, Connor, do you have anything you want to plug or promote?
No, I mean, both of my social medias are just Connor _Pav. But that's about it, man. Super blessed to be here.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out, something that I like about you that you share, that me and you both are passionate about. Anybody listening, mental health, it's okay to not be okay, and reach out to somebody if you're not. I see you write inspiring things all the time. We've talked about it, and so if you're listening, always reach out to somebody. Don't keep it pinned inside.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more. I mean, Liam's been there a little bit for my
Mhm.
mental health battles too. So yeah, no, that's definitely something that hits home a lot. Like I said, my Instagram's open, so if anybody ever has a DM they want to send or any questions like that, my DMs are always open.
All right, and Liam, what about you? Got anything to plug or promote?
I got nothing to plug, but I always enjoy getting DMs from people asking about baseball questions and all that stuff. So don't be scared if you got any kind of questions. I love getting that kind of stuff. So shoot it away. Feel free.
All right, so Liam.Spence _ Well, fellas, we look forward to seeing what you guys got ahead. Obviously, for the Vol fans listening, like I said, I expect y'all to be in Omaha. Keep watching these guys. The account to watch, and I'm sure your guys are familiar, even though I know you aren't all over social media. If you're a Tennessee fan and you like seeing what the Vols are doing in the pros, Pro Base Vols is the account. That is how I'm actually able to keep up with your stats. They post your stats that y'all have in the minors every day. So if you're not following that account, you need to do so. Keep up with these guys, keep up all their ex-teammates, and see what they got going on. But with that being said, this is episode 8 of Pros and Joes. We thank Liam and Connor for joining us. Everyone have a blessed night.